Vegetarian. I'm your host, Karen Bukolt. Today we are going to make a vegan banana bread. What's making it vegan is the flaxseed and with water and coffee in lieu of the eggs. The coffee helps bring out a little bit of the flavor of the bananas. Let's get baking. Our first step is to spray our loaf pan with a little bit of oil to help prevent the banana bread from sticking. Next step is to mix our dry ingredients together so there's no clumping when we mix it with the wet ingredients. We have 1 cup of unbleached white flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, or a teaspoon of cinnamon. Adjust your spices accordingly to whatever you like. A little bit of salt to help with the leavening, 3/4 of a teaspoon. The salt got a little clumpy in the humid weather, but that's okay because we're mixing it. And then we have a teaspoon of baking soda. So let's mix our dry ingredients together to help prevent any kind of clumping. And we're just going to set it aside. The next step is to whisk up the ground flax meal. Now, what I'm going to do is put it into my little chopper, so you can use a food processor instead of a whisk. You can also do it in a blender. This is the 3 tablespoons of coffee, and that just helps bring out the flavor of the bananas. Otherwise, you can use all water. For each tablespoon of the ground flax, you want to use 3 tablespoons of water. We're now going to mix it until it's frothy. Okay, we can see that the flax meal is all frothy, and we are going to combine our other wet ingredients. The first one are these nasty, disgusting, foul-looking bananas. Well, the key is when the bananas get too ripe and you don't want to eat them anymore, just throw them in the freezer. Throwing them in whole works great. You just peel the top off and squeeze the banana in. It's really gross, but it is so easy and so convenient. What else you can do with bananas before you freeze them, if you're going to use them for smoothies or something like that, you can just take them and cut them into chunks and then put them in a bag, and it's almost like an ice cube you can add to your smoothie. We're also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The olive oil will add a really nice flavor to the banana bread. I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla because I like vanilla. And instead of using all sugar, I'm using a 1/4 cup of molasses because I think it adds a richer flavor than just sugar. And now we just mash this up a little bit. So I want to get those bananas mashed. We're going to add our flax meal mixture to it, making sure we get most of it in there because it is replacing our eggs. We'll now put it in our mixer stand. Grab our dry ingredients. Start blending on a low speed and adding our dry ingredients slowly so it doesn't go and fly all over the place. We're just going to mix until it's well combined. Looks pretty well combined in there, so let's just shut it off for a moment, and we're now going to add our chopped walnuts. Now, depending on how your walnuts come, a lot of times they come in pieces that are of different sizes. Putting them in a plastic bag is really convenient because then you can just press down and chop more of the nuts. We're going to add our chopped nuts. We're going to mix it a little bit more just to combine the nuts. Perfect. Okay, and we'll pour it into our loaf pan. Okay, we're now going to bake our banana bread at 350 degrees for about 55 minutes to an hour. And we're going to check it after about 45 minutes to make sure it's not getting too brown, and then we'll cover it with foil in case it is. It's now time to stab our banana bread to see if it's ready. Banana bread, as well as with cakes, you can put a knife or a toothpick in, pull it out, And if it comes out clean, then you know it's done. If it's still wet and goopy on the knife or the toothpick, you know it needs to cook a little bit longer. So let's pull out our banana bread. So you can take the banana bread, you can put some margarine on it if you'd like, you can put some extra oil or Nutella, anything that's vegan to continue the veganness. Let's give it a taste. Ah, hot. Moist, crunchy, spicy. You can never tell there aren't any eggs in it. That's vegetarian.